Hey guys, welcome back. NFL Week 8 is about to kick off. Hope you guys were following. Huge things last week. We had a huge stake in FanDuel, and we cashed in most of our lineups. Our biggest lineup, I think, hit 139.72 or something like that, and it was pretty big. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know the subscribers, they've been emailing me pictures of all of their successes, and I will actually make a video of that when I get enough. And so I'm asking you, if you are a subscriber and you've won a lot of money, send me your pictures, your winnings. You can block out everything. I just need proof. I would like to put a winning video together. Just your wins. Doesn't even have to have the price what you won, just that it shows that you won. But anyone who's not familiar with me, thank you for finding this video somehow. Possibly you'll check out my blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. What I do is I bring you NFL fantasy picks. And it'll be a plethora of them. And generally it's a few quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, sometimes the defense and kicker, it just depends. And what I do is I offer a subscription service over at thefantasysportsguru.com. And on the right side under the ads, you can do the 1 week, the month, or the entire season. And it is the most competitive, best prices around. NBA will be picking up in a couple weeks. I'll be starting a subscription service for that. And we did baseball all summer. And once that comes back, we'll do that. I tried to do NHL. I don't really know anything about hockey, so I don't really want to even try to help you guys because it won't work out very well. Also, I did college football this past weekend. I did the FanDuel, the GPP, I can't remember what it was. I threw a lineup together with absolutely no research. Well, a little bit of research. I did end up cashing with that, but I'm not comfortable enough to bring you guys anything with college because I really have no clue about college. I haven't done much research in that. So what I am very focused on is NFL. After this weekend, I think the subscriber base plus myself have now cashed over 15,000 total in the first 7 weeks. Baseball, I have not accrued what I made from baseball, but what I do is on here and on my blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com, I bring you guys the free articles, and then your subscription every Thursday before kickoff, probably usually right in the afternoon on Thursday, I send you guys the bonus email which has the free article and then however many FanDuel lineups that I have made. And I try to break down the first lineup and give you other options with other QBs, other options, GPP options, cash game 50-50, anything like that. Last week I offered, I think it was 5 lineups for FanDuel. I'm trying to get into the DraftKings, and as you know, daily fantasy sites are booming right now. And I've been playing over at victive.com, and I've been talking to the owner over there. And at the bottom of this, in the description, and on the articles, I'm going to be giving you guys a referral link over to Victive. And I'm going to build a couple lineups for Victive and put that in the paid subscription. Our subscription base, it's growing every week, which is awesome. Thank you guys. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I'm actually running a referral service. And for every 5 friends that you get to sign up, either the day or for the week, the month, or the entire season, for every 5, you will get the NFL package for free. And once the NBA hits, obviously that's basically daily sports. So those will be out each day, and we'll work from there. The subscription rate probably would be about 10 people. And that would be the free subscription. But that is basically all day, not just a couple days of the week. So what I'm going to do is this video is for year-long leagues, but this can also help you guys try to decide on some value plays for daily. But what I'm going to do is, this is NFL Week 8 waiver wire pickups. And I kind of just want to start with the number one that I think will be the number one waiver wire target, which I've done my research and I've looked, is the Bills' Bryce Brown. And he has been inactive all season, and it's because they've had Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller, but Fred Jackson's out probably about a month, and C.J. Spiller's out for the year, and most people, and Anthony Dixon has been on the team, And Brown has actually been inactive for every game, but I believe they'll activate him this week. That's all indications are that's what will happen. And I believe Anthony Dixon will start the game, but we know how explosive Brown is. If you guys have watched any of the games that he had in Philadelphia, he is another LaShawn McCoy type, but he does have trouble controlling the ball, handling the ball, and holding it. He's got that fumble. He's got to get on top of his fumbles. He's got to be able to secure that ball before he can be a value. But I do believe he will be the first waiver wire target, and he'll be the most pickup. And I don't even know if he'll play this week, but from all indications, he will be the #1 waiver wire. And then just kind of compliment him, Anthony Dixon, also with the Bills. He has been active. I think he'll be the Bills starter. I think he'll start against the Jets this week. He kind of came in after both Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller left with injuries. He filled in with what he could. Then they had to turn to the passing game, and Kyle Orton passed it. But Anthony Dixon's Week 7 stats, 13 rushes, 51 yards. You just never know. That's why it's going to be a toss-up. There's going to be better options to pick up, but I think these will be the top 2 pickups this week so far. And you always hate to pick up someone with a running back by committee because there are different options to pick up. But if you're short in your week at your running back position and you need the help now, let's start targeting these top picks. Number 3, defense. Miami Dolphins defense. They held their own, marching into Soldier Field and defeating the Bears at home, and then the whole controversy at home or in the locker room for the Bears. I don't know what that's going to escalate to, but the Dolphins ended up doing good. Last week they had 3 sacks, 1 interception, and 2 fumble recoveries. And this week they get to go up against Jacksonville. Yes, I know Jacksonville just got their first win, and they might be riding high on that win, but it is still the Dolphins have had great pass rushing defense. And they've also been able to stop anyone in the secondary, and they haven't given up a huge ton of big gains this year. And I think they have to travel down to Jacksonville, but I think they'll probably do quite all right in Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's probably going to get another loss. But Miami Dolphins, if you're looking for a defense, if you're one of those that pick up and drop each week, the Browns really let everyone down last weekend when they played Jacksonville. I think they were the most owned defense, and they really pooped their pants on that one. So if you're looking for another one, and your defense is possibly on bye, or you're looking for another possible, and they're available, they're not available in all of them, but Miami Dolphins are a good target. Number 4, running back Denard Robinson for the Jaguars. He overtook Storm Johnson this week. Storm Johnson started the week before and kind of lost his starting spot to Robinson. Being in the Big Ten, I've seen Robinson play. I knew it kind of always upset me. He was a QB, but he didn't have that good of an arm. He always would run it. It was ridiculous. He would pump fake and just run. And obviously that's transitioned to him being a running back in the NFL. Last week, I'm pretty sure, barring any injury, that Robinson's going to be the starting running back, even if Toby Gerhart comes back. Just because he is explosive. He can't yards after contact. Last week he had 22 rushes, 127 yards, and a TD. I think his workload could go up past the 22. I think it'll probably be right around the 22 for this next game. But even with Toby Gerhart coming back, I still believe Robinson's going to have that starting spot. The one I am looking for and I'm targeting for tomorrow when the waiver wire picks up is the Rams' Trey Mason, the Auburn alum. He didn't even start the game. Well, technically he didn't start the game. Benny Cunningham started the game and played the first 2 snaps, and then it was all Trey Mason's game. And then Zach Stacy came in and he had he played 1 snap, didn't record a touch, didn't record a fantasy point. I think Zach Stacy's going to start riding the pine. I think Trey Mason's going to be I think he should be the #1 waiver wire pickup. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's still going to be Bryce Brown, but I think Trey Mason is the way to go because Benny Cunningham's going to be in there for pass blocking, but I don't think he's going to be the starting running back. Last week, Trey Mason had 18 rushes, 85 yards, and a touchdown in that impressive win over the Seahawks. And he is my number one waiver wire target to pick up, even though I know Bryce Brown will be tomorrow morning. And last but not least, wide receiver Doug Baldwin for the Seahawks. He moved over to the slot position once the cancerous Percy Harvin was traded. He went absolutely off. Russell Wilson had an amazing game. He's my QB for year-long leagues. Also, that was part of the winning lineup for the FanDuel lineup that I sent out. And that was the biggest lineup. And I think the resurgence of Doug Baldwin does come with Percy Harvin's exit. I think this week, when Seattle plays Carolina, who were just torched by Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers, I think he's going to have a similar line stat. I think Russell Wilson, I'm not going to say he's going to have the as many fantasy points as he did last week, but Russell Wilson has that arm for 300 yards and he has those legs for 100 yards, and his floor is amazing. It's so high, it's unbelievable. Doug Baldwin had 7 receptions, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. I think he has a similar stat line this week just because they are going up against the Carolina's defense that just is not what people expected. If you are one of those that are looking for past matchups with defenses, etc., this is not the matchup to look for past because the Carolina Panthers, they are not the same team as they were for the last couple of years. So those are my waiver wire pickups. Hopefully you'll subscribe here on YouTube. You'll check out my blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. If that interests you enough to be a subscriber for a week, a month, or a year, head on over to thefantasysportsguru.com. Right side under the ads, scroll down menu, a week long, a month long, or a year long for football. Once NBA hits, we'll have the day, the month, and the season. And then MLB hits, again, it's the day, the month, and the season. So thank you for checking it out. Thank you for finding, however you found it, please tell your friends. The subscribing base has been growing every week. It's awesome. I love getting new emails saying thank you for doing this, subscribing, and get a new email every day. I do answer questions. If you do have questions that are answerable in a timely fashion, obviously I can't answer it immediately, but I had a huge turnout for my Reddit fantasy football questions, last minute questions 2 Sundays ago. Unfortunately, it blew up bigger than I thought it would, and it was two hours till kickoff, and I answered as many as I could, but I had 1,102 questions. I was only able to answer 582 in 2 hours, and I wasn't expecting it to blow up that big, but it did. So what I do is if you follow me on Twitter over at FantasyAdvice22, ask me questions all week. I answer those all week. I have my phone with me as long as I have service. I will answer those questions for you. And just keep bringing those questions out there. Facebook.com/FantasySportsGuru22. Sports blog is FantasySportsAdvice.sportsblog.com. Actual website for subscriptions, TheFantasySportsGuru.com. Twitter is, I'm able to connect with a lot of people through Twitter. And I'm able to send these articles out, and I'm able to get a lot of people to read them and ask me questions, which I love. I love bringing you guys these questions, Q&As. This weekend should be good. We should be good to go with a Q&A live on YouTube, probably Saturday morning. So if you guys would love to send me those questions on my YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or even my blog that you can read. So thank you. Please subscribe on here. Let everyone know what we do over here. I'm going to try to jump into DraftKings and have a subscription service with that. I might start off with some free. I'm still getting my hands and feet wet a little bit for DraftKings. I'm not used to their lineup situation. The late swap, which would be nice on FanDuel, and also just the salary. The salaries are completely different than they are on FanDuel. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe on everything that I've mentioned. Tell your friends about us. Good luck in NFL Week 8, and let's double the profit that we did this past week.